All right, children, it's your mama, your auntie, your niece, your stepsister, whoever I am to you. It's me. I'm Kay. I know I don't introduce myself by name a lot on my videos because I forget. But my name is Kay Lane, K-A-I-K, not Kai. We're not going to do the K-Kai, Kia Kaya thing. We're just going to call me by my name. And I understand a lot of folks just don't know, but it's Kay. This video is going to be all about Tamar Vince today because I'm still confused. Still very confused. My clothes are all bunched up. Listen, I'm just tired. I'm tired. For those of you who saw yesterday's video, my great-grandfather fell flat on his face. He is still with us. He's still with us, and he is holding on, which is very hard to do when love is gone. He's fine. He's back at home. His mouth and all of this was real swollen, but he didn't break anything. He didn't break any teeth, nothing like that. It's just really swollen and bleeding a lot. It's just, and I'm sure by today he's bruised. I haven't seen him today, but I'm probably run over there on my lunch break. I'm sure he's bruised up pretty bad, but he's all right. And so we praising God. So that's part of the reason why I'm tired. I was running over there with that yesterday, and I'm at this point, I'm crazy. But he's doing good. So this video, Tamar Vince, I am open to conversation. All right? I'm open to conversation. Tamartians, let have in the comments if you must. We're not going to do disrespect, though. Okay? We're not going to do dragging and all of that. Anti-Tamartians, people who don't like Tamar, let have in the comments. That's fine. We're not going to do disrespect, though. I understand that Tamar may have a peculiar face, but we don't have to drag her for that. We're going to drag for behavior at this point. All right? All right now, y'all say, on this channel, I allow people to say whatever they want to say. If you hate Tamar, you put down in the comments, I hate Tamar, I can't stand her. What she's doing is a mess. But we don't have to go in on her looks. We don't have to do that. We don't. Now, there may be one particular person who might pop up and say, well, you go in on Kimberell's looks. That's because Kimberell is absolutely 100% trash, and I've had conversation with her to let me know and to denote that she is trash. Next. In case we want to do that. But in those comments, y'all go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Please. I love discussion. Now, let's get into the Tamar Vince. I'm going to start from the genesis, in the beginning. What is the true beginning? We can go all the way back to when they had that fight at that hotel and he bit her finger and she had to get stitches. We're just going to say that happened and we're going to remember that. So let's scooch on forward to, October, September, when Miss Evelyn was going around on her press tour. Now, it started at an airport, I believe. TMZ got a hold of her and said, auntie, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Because Tamar, I believe, had announced that she was getting a divorce. Miss Evelyn proceeded to say, I want Vince to stop hitting my daughter before he kills her. People could get seriously hurt, and this, that, and subsequently the third. So that went on, and we were sitting there very confused. Very, very confused. When she initially said it, we were like, oh, we didn't know. We did not know. It was that bad. It was that serious. Now, sweetums, if you're going to turn, go ahead and make the turn. Thank you. So we did not know, we were like, oh no, is he really laying in on her like that? What in the world? So that went on. Miss Evelyn went on to several other locations, spreading the gospel of anti-Vince, saying that things got really heated and she had to take the baby in that gigantic mansion that they have, take the baby on upstairs, barricade him in a room to keep him safe. Me and my mother discussed it, and my mother said she would have sent the baby on with the nanny to keep the baby safe. Take the baby, y'all going up here. And my mother would have been trying to get her daughter together. If I were wrong, she would have been like, now you need to stop aggravating this man. Or if he were wrong, y'all need to, that kind of thing. But my mother and I discussed in detail, and we agreed that both of us, had it been our grandchildren, would have been like, okay, so take the baby on. Now, as far as my child, but we don't know we weren't there. We weren't there. So Miss Evelyn went on, she did all of that. And then it got quiet for a little while because the show came on. The show came on. I didn't watch a single solitary episode because I wasn't interested in watching the show. I wasn't interested before all the abuse accusations and divorce speakings of. And I wasn't interested after they started all that foolishness. I just didn't want to watch the show. I've never wanted to watch Tamar Vince. And if I'm being 100% honest, the only reason I give Tamar as much slack as I do, because listen, I'm not gonna act like I'm not biased on this channel. I'm half non-biased. Well, not even half. Half non-biased, but a big portion of me is biased. I don't let certain people have it when I like them. Now, Tamar, it's not even really a matter of me liking her. I love Tamar, but her behavior gets on my nerves. The reason I don't go in on Tamar is because Toni Braxton literally raised me. That's my mama. So I can't go in on my auntie like that. I can't do that, because I love her, and my mother would not be pleased. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't been side-eyeing Tamar's behavior and just didn't say anything. For the mere fact that I just didn't say anything. No, I didn't say anything. Stay with it. I didn't say anything because I'm slightly biased towards her sister. And, I know Tamar and Toni don't know me, but that's just the way I work. But not biased enough to watch the show. Not that biased. I watch the Braxtons, and actually I ain't watched the last 2 seasons of that because, girl, work. I've been working. Get my tissue. I'm sorry, y'all. Get out in this weather in my nose. Niece, get out the street because you're a human body. You fine though. Hey, all right. What he doing out here on these streets? Probably buying or selling drugs. But he was fine. One of them old Dominican cousins. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so moving forward. So the show came on. It didn't really make that big a splash. I'm sure they were hoping that the drama that they kept up before the premiere would have made a big enough splash for the children to watch, but the children did not watch, so they kept up the mess, is how I feel. Allegedly, because the girls love to come for my neck. So what happened next? The show premiered, and then Tamar started getting on Instagram or something. I don't even, it gets fuzzy all in the hair region. But it just really, it was like, we're divorced, but then we would see them together or hear about them being together, and it'd be like, but we're still a family, or we're getting divorced. I'm sorry. I said we're divorced. We're getting divorced, but we're still a family, blah, 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 da, da, da. And that went back and forth for a little while. Now then, when I went to the Great Escape Tour, she got up on the stage, and Mama was, yes, I am getting a divorce. I'm sure you've heard. And I'm not one to, front or fake. I'm not sure exactly what she said. I know some people love, exacts, but I'm not an exact girl. But I do have footage, I believe. So if I can find it, I posted or something, honey. It may be on my Instagram, because I'm probably not gonna find it and put it in this video and then upload it, because I'm out, honey. I'm out. And that's work that would have to be done on a computer, because I have a Google Pixel and an iPhone that I was recording on at the concert, and I can't really send stuff from the Google Pixel onto the iPhone because Google Keep, the Google Photo thing, it just doesn't work on the iPhone. It just doesn't. That's a horse of another color. But she did say something along the lines of, I am getting divorced. I'm not one that's going to fake like I'm not, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, okay, girl. And then, when somebody in the audience booed, she went on to say, don't do that because you didn't live with him and and blah, blah. Popping the mouth and carrying on. I used to be able to pop my mouth real good. I lost a little bit of my ghettosity. I'm trying to hold on to my ghetto, and it's just not holding on. But anyway, so she did all of that at the concert, and then she proceeded to go on and say, I love my man. And I'm like, yes. I mean, when you're getting a divorce, a lot of the times people still love each other. So I'm not going to dispute you about that. But what I am going to dispute you about is why are you so public with all of this? Toni Braxton divorced Carrie, and we ain't heard nothing. We heard Toni Braxton has divorced or Carrie, I don't even remember. One of them been divorced the other, and they done got divorced. And that was just it. Toni Braxton may very well be married to Birdman right now, but she's not out here giving the tea. So I'm just trying to understand. And then at the concert, she was singing Blind, and she was talking about how the heifer stole her man and all of that and carrying on. And then she had this moment at the concert where she stood, and she had this look on her face of just pure upset. But it was like the Michael Jackson moment. Y'all remember when Michael Jackson used to, but Michael Jackson usually had like a blank face. He was just tired. He was just standing still so he'd catch his breath. But he would stand, and everybody would just be like, oh my God, oh Michael, oh, I want to have you babies, Michael, all of that. And Michael's just standing there with his pose, just looking at it. Tamar did that, but Tamar did it with an emotion. And I was reading that emotion, and I was like, I wonder what's going on. And then just a mere couple hours later, Mama popped in with Laura Govan. Laura Govan is sleeping with my man Vince and got some hoe pregnant, and she called and she let me know, and somehow Laura Govan is involved and Gilbert Arenas. And I was like, well, maybe this was the moment that she had at the concert where she was reflecting and feeling some kind of way. Maybe this was that. Laura popped in and said, girl, I ain't got nothing to do. I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't. And then Gilbert said, yes, you did. Yes, you have. Now, niece, if you're going to cut me off, you're going to need to go faster. This is the freeway. So I'm going to need you, all this gun popping you doing, mamas, you're going to have to, like, I'm literally about to run her over. I mean, obviously, I'm slowing down, so I won't, but I really wish. One day, I'm going to turn the camera and let y'all see the drive I'm driving, because the girls really do be acting a fool out on this road. But anyway, girls, so Laura responded, Gilbert responded. I just didn't pay too much attention to that, because at this point, I'm like, girl, it's too much. You got me too involved in y'all's relationship. Too involved. So, yada, yada, yada. I think like a day went by, and the T.S. Madison Kaya situation popped up. You know, she tried to invite T.S. Madison and Kaya to the concert to perform with her. I'm still trying to figure out what they was gonna sing, but you know, I like all three of them. I do. So I was interested to know what was gonna go down. I wanted the footage, but never got the footage because. And again, I've mentioned that it was just real. It was not logical for Tamar. And I know she kind of was on these other people's tour, but she wasn't really, because they was like 3 headliners, but still she was like the lesser of the headliners. You was on these other girls' tour, and you know that T.S. Madison and Kaya they have made fun of literally everybody on the tour, minus June's Diary, Zanique, and I don't think she said anything about Monica. Everybody else they done made fun of. They have. And with that, I've heard, allegedly, Tamar loves to befriend people in positions of media influence, as far as like YouTubers and people like that, Kevin and Mikhail, that kind of thing. She likes to befriend them. She likes to make sure her name don't come up in situations. So I feel like she has befriended T.S. Madison and Kaya so that her name, may not be, demolished in the Queen's court. They already went in on her. They talked about her mama and all of that, and she still won't, I see her commenting under T.S. Madison's post, you know how I feel about you, sis, love, and all of that. And I'm just like, but Tamar, you've been known to be petty. You've been known not to like somebody because they don't, 100% go with you. Even your own sisters, when they don't agree with you 100%, you be mad. What's my phone? I had to find it when I park. You be mad. So it just, I'm thinking that she's befriended them because she doesn't want them to go in on her. Just, to me, I think that's slightly weak. Just go in on them back, niece. Just go in on them back. But whatever. So she called them, come on down, we gonna do a little ditty, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was real petty. I thought that was real unnecessary, but I did want to see it, is my standpoint. Where are you going, honey? Where are you going? All right. I thought it was petty and unnecessary, but I wanted to see it. So they got there. Vince was there. Now, I was trying to figure out in my other video why Vince was there. And everybody's like, because that's Escape's manager. That's Tamar's manager. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you knew this. I'm not sure if this was news to you or what. And I'm not trying to be, rude or anything, but I don't think a lot of y'all know. You can manage people from different locations. He did not have to be there. With there being an alleged restraining order or some sort of an order of protection against him from Tamar, he did not have to be there. And she posted on Instagram, to the whore to look up what happened on Christmas, and he got arrested and so and carrying on. But still, we haven't seen any documentation of that arrest, I don't think, which is strange to me. Why are we talking about stuff that can be looked up? Because they found the order of protection, but I don't think anybody has found the proof of arrest. But yeah, Vincent Herbert did not have to be in the vicinity to manage them. He didn't have to do that. I've had managers. My mom was a manager, or has been a manager. My father, I believe, was a manager at one point in time. He went to the entire law school for things of this nature. And Vince did not have to be in the, especially in the year of our Lord 2017. He could FaceTime with Escape and carry on. Okay, you are on my behind and it's on my nerves. Thank you. He could FaceTime with Tamar's assistants and relay a message. I know it's not as good, but when you have an order of protection against you, that's the best we can do legally. So why is he here? Trying to understand. It just the whole little thing doesn't make sense to me. And then there were pictures of them on the New Year, bringing the New Year in together. And somebody sent me a video that was supposed to be Tamar and Vince. It was unclear. I could not determine whether it was or not. But somebody also sent me a picture that was clearly Tamar and Vince's body, if nothing else. I don't know if Vince was his head and carrying on was attached to the body, but that was certainly Vince's body. And you know, I was just like, well, this doesn't make sense because they're supposed to be in order of protection and carrying on and all of this. I'm going to have to finish this video on my lunch break, which is in just a few minutes. For some reason, my manager scheduled our lunch breaks today. And it's like 30 minutes after I get here. And then I got to be here 6 more hours after that. And I don't understand. But all right. So I'll be right back. Let me write down, type in where I left off. Oh, I'm right on the money, too. I'll be back. Hold on. All right, children, I'm back. So I left off with them bringing in the New Year together. That was peculiar to me as well. It just simply didn't make a drop of sense, an ounce, a piece of sense to me. Because just the other day, just the day before or so, I'm not sure exactly how many hours before, because I know a lot of the girls, they need their statistics to be 100% correct, but you're not going to get that over here. But just a few mere hours, about a day or so, before they were ringing in the New Year, she was dragging him, talking about he got a baby on the way, vacationing with Laura Gavon and carrying on. It didn't sit well. So they brought in the New Year. And then photographic evidence of them taking a plane ride the day after. That also was peculiar to me. Why y'all, if you got an order of protection, why y'all on an enclosed plane? Like, surely he's not going to do nothing on the plane unless y'all got a private jet or something like that. But still, and then when asked about it, her response was, we're still family. But niece, you and your mama, no disrespect to Miss Evelyn, but you and your mama done went to the highways, byways, straightways, and gayways, telling everybody that this man, well, your mama was telling folks that the man was an abuser. You keep going back and say he's not a vicious abuser. Because then one of the girls from one of the girl groups that Vince worked with said that he was abusive and he was isolating them and carrying on and so on and so forth. And Tamar, popped back in talking about he's not a vicious abuser. But you let your mama go all out in these streets. Pardon. Now, we must remember that this is 2016. And we also must remember, yes, she cannot control her mother. You know, the majority of us cannot control our mothers. But what she could have done is popped on Instagram Live talking about, so I don't know what my mama out here doing. Not sure what that is. We're going to see about that. But she didn't do that. She did not do that. So I'm trying to understand. I don't want to call Miss Evelyn a liar. I don't. But what's going on? What is this? What is it? Oh, it's a hat just hanging off a tree. Just a hat on a tree. It looked very Lynchish. We are in the South. I don't know where I'm going. I just got to work and I'm not hungry yet. Anyway, child, so all of that with Evelyn and Tamar, and they talking all this mess. Vince still ain't said nothing. Not a thing. Tamar is going around saying he's not a vicious abuser, but then you have an order of protection. I believe the order of protection was specific to abuse. So, and then the man that bit your finger, you had to get stitches and carryings on. And I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. I just really am working it out. I'm trying to put these pieces together to make something. I'm not coming up with anything. It just doesn't make sense. And the most baffling part of the puzzle is Evelyn out here talking about this man is beating down her daughter. As somebody, I feel like I look crazy with this lip gloss all outside the line like that. It's wintertime. You got to keep yourself moist. I spent one summer in an abusive situation. A summer. And it scarred me. I'm still messed up today. I still have little moments where it's like, oh no, this is not, oh no, I'm still going through this. And it's been well over a decade. I'm still going through. All right. So for Tamar, if she were being abused, and they've been together 13 years, the abuse didn't just start this year, or this, last year, 2017. That don't make sense. They was together 13 years, and then all of a sudden, in the 13th year, I'm just gonna start whooping. You know what? I've had it. I'm just gonna be abusive now. That does not happen. I'm sure it has happened, but that ain't usually, as my grandmother would say. It just doesn't, because once you get out of an abusive situation, and once everybody knows your tea, that's when you really just, you through for real. Once everybody knows your tea, that gives you less of a reason to go back, because it's like, oh, I can't cover for him no more because everybody knows. Ain't no point in me going back. That kind of little situationship thing right there. So I'm just really trying to understand, is Tamar playing games about abuse? Is Evelyn playing games about abuse? Who is playing the games? Who's playing the games? Because in that summer that I went through what I was going through, I was beat. I was starved slightly. A couple meals were taken. Psychologically tortured. I was literally, mentally, it was a mess. As far as trying to contact other people, my mom and this kind of thing, phone lines were tapped. Not tapped, but person in the next room listening, making sure I don't say nothing too crazy. When I took photographic evidence of the beating, the nape of my neck down to my tailbone, black. When I took those pictures, because my mother told me to take those pictures, but she told me on the phone. Now the phone lines were tapped. So I took those photos, the camera went missing. Just all of a sudden ain't no camera, so ain't no photos. And that really, at first, I didn't think it had affected me, but I got really angry. It was hold on now. Ambulance, niece, why are you stopped with your lights on? Come on. You ambulance, you go. What in the world? Ambulance out here with the siren and the light stopped in the middle of the street. Niece, you the ambulance. If anybody need to be going, it's you. They taking their sweet Georgia time too. You need to hop that curb. Right, let her go. Let her over. Anyway, I'm sorry. I be too involved in these rescue vehicles and what they got going on. Where was I? Yeah, so all of that abuse that I went through in that one summer, I'm still dealing with today. Today, like literally these days. So I'm just trying to understand, because Tamar doesn't seem to be, and I know it all goes different for different people and carrying on, so on and so forth. And it may still be very fresh to her and this, that, and the other. But once somebody cries abuse, we are now looking for that. We're looking, trying to make sure this man ain't whooping you down, and we don't want to see you with him if he's so terrible, and if y'all are supposed to be getting a divorce, and if you have an order of protection and this, that, and the other, but you keep being with him. And that's what's confusing to me. It's confusing to me that you just keep being with this man. I don't know, child. I just don't know. I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of Tamar and like how she may be feeling and how these things may be coming about and carrying on and so on and so forth, but I just don't understand. I just simply don't. Well, I'm gonna hang up because I done been out here 10 minutes and ain't got no kind of lunch. All right, y'all. Yeah, if y'all got some thoughts and feelings, opinions, and carryings on, put them down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Again, let's be very respectful. Respectful. R-E-S-P-E, respect me. Don't come out here and respect Tamar as well. She's going through something. So don't be all out doing the most as far as appearance and carrying on. We may critique her behavior, but we don't have to do too much as far as all of the in here and the carrying on. All right. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all my new commenters, all my likers. We need to come up with a name for the gang. What we gonna, because I don't know. We need a squad name. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. Peace.